In India, farmers are taking their own lives at an alarming rate. What drives these farmers or anyone to suicide is difficult to ascertain, but the devastating effects this has on the farmers' families and Indian villages as a whole is clear. Yogita Kanhaiya, whose husband committed suicide, remarks, "He wasn't getting any money from cotton. He chose death over distress." Her father-in-law, also a cotton farmer, suffered the same fate. This leaves Yogita's children without a father or grandfather and very little support. What's more, her husband's debts have been transferred to her, so she, like many other widows, is left to contend with the added financial stress of an already emotionally devastating situation. "I cannot even afford milk for the children," says Shobha Shind, another widow whose husband hung himself after low cotton yields. Across the country, the suicide rate for farmers is nearly 50% higher than the general population, and this figure is often thought to be low. The question is, what is driving these suicides? Why do some of these farmers feel hopeless? Some argue the recent introduction of genetically modified cotton crops are to blame. The modified seeds are more expensive, and even though they may result in higher yields under optimal conditions, success isn't guaranteed. Lack of education, experience, and unstable environmental factors often result in lower yields. This inability to make a profit leads some farmers to get loans for their basic needs and future crop production, but they have few viable lending options. This often means farmers are forced to borrow from private lenders who charge exorbitant interest rates, 60% even. The farmers continue borrowing in hopes of a better crop season ahead. But tragically, in seasons when cotton is in abundance, the farmers suffer as well. A significant surplus means cotton prices are driven down and farmers make very little, if any, profit. It's not difficult to see how farmers might feel like they have very little control over their livelihoods when these depend largely on unpredictable environmental and economic factors. The dropping oil prices, for example, have led to lower costs of competing polyester fabrics and have decreased demand for cotton. Many are left with seemingly no way out and an overwhelming feeling of hopelessness. To see how rural India's economic problems are affecting the rest of the country, click here now.
Urban migration coupled with long agricultural crises threaten the existence of India's many small districts and the rich histories they host.
Thanks for watching Seeker Daily, where we try to broaden your worldview. For videos twice a day, 7 days a week, please subscribe.